Just Live from inside Jeff King Motors Oval, Cross Harbour, New South Wales. This is round 3 of the Johns Daley Cups for 2018. North Coast versus Northern Rivers. Sponsored by SLE World Australia, the major sponsor. Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports and Victor Sports. This telecast is being presented proudly courtesy of Bar TV Sports via the CRLNSW.com.au website. This is also simulcast through the CRL and Bar TV Sports Facebook platforms. And it's a very good afternoon to you sports fans here from Cross Harbour. I'm Dwayne Neville. Welcome to the Johns and Daley Cups. This round of the Johns Daley Cups in the Northern region is the first of 2 local derbies. The Northern Rivers squad are coming off the bye where a fortnight ago picking up a mixed swag of results against Newcastle in Cabarita. Whilst the North Coast kicked off their campaign with flawless victories against Central Coast in Wauchope 7 days ago. Will the bye be the advantage for the team north of the Clarence River, or will the team south of Yamba carry on with the solid momentum? To give us a tale of the tape between the 2 teams, 1 to 17, I'm thrilled to bring in Kevin. Kevin, what do we need to know about the 2 teams?
Thank you, Dwayne Neville. It's a lovely afternoon here at Cross Harbour. There's a strong wind coming from the western side of the ground. You'll be kicking off straight into it. The North Coast side. There they go. I'll get into the lineups in a second. Don't hit that. I'll just do the North Coast side. The number 1 is Tony Duckett. Number 2 is Jake Saunders. Number 3 is Logan Jones. 4 and captain is Eli Clark. Number 5 is Ty Lee Donovan. Number 6 is Jared Gibson. 7 is Caden Sakeo. Number 8 is Himayet Robinson. Number 9 has been left out of the side.
Number 1 is Troy Duckett. Number 2 is Jake
Harrison Wesley will not be playing. Number 10 is Samuel Burns. 11 is Ryan Long. 12 is William G. 13 is Selwyn Smith.
Number 10 is Samuel Burns. Number 11 is Ryan Long. Number 12 is William G. 13 is Selwyn Smith. 14 is Khan Ridgway. 15 is Jason O'Connor. 16 is Reece Kendall. 17 is Dane Hill.
See North Coast with the ball at the moment, working it up to the 30 metres out from their try line.
An 18th man.
So North Coast, they're very similar in colours, but the North Coast team are the predominantly white colour, and the predominantly aqua colour is the Northern Rivers.
So Ethan Duncan is in number 18.
Mid-North Coast. So they're going to be wanting to start a bit strongly this week. Although they did get the job done in the final minutes against Central Coast last week, they had plenty of an ample opportunity to gain extra points. They probably couldn't afford to give Northern Rivers untaken opportunities. Northern Rivers now with possession on the 40-metre line. Northern Rivers coming off a 22-12 win against Newcastle 2 weeks ago. And we had a bit of a lost ball there, and there'll be a change over now for North Coast. North Coast will have this one inside Northern Rivers half. And this will be perfect opportunity. They'll be running into the wind. And a bit of housekeeping here on the rules. So it'll be 30-minute halves in all Andrew Johns Cups games, 35-minute halves for the Laurie Daley Cup. There is no extra time. Draw's a draw, and the points will be shared. It's about 22 degrees here in Coffs Harbour. It's quite cool. Had a bit of rain in the morning, but it's a bit overcast now. I think it's started to clear up for now. It's a bit of a stiff breeze coming from the south towards, say, Maxville, Sawtell way. So that may or may not have an advantage. A nice hit up there by Samuel Burns, a Tare product, about 30 metres out from the line. Numbers on the left-hand side now for the North Coast. Way it goes now for Hyman Robertson, Barraville product. They're making some nice hard metres like they did last week. There's 3-on-1 on the left side. Attempted intercept, but it's gone out to the left wing. But he's going to be met up by a sea of Northern Rivers defenders there waiting. This will be the fourth, about 25 metres out, about 5 inside. Nice little dummy run there. This one should be, no, I think this will be the fourth now. This one they'll be looking to go right with this one. This will be they're playing now deep inside field. Way it goes now to Caden Sakio. Nice little dummy run there by Jared Gibson. And now, and he'll be playing right side field. Therefore, Eli Clark, the captain, 10 metres out. Way it goes left side. Away to Smith. Fifth and last now, about 5. Will they make the most of this one early on? They'll want to. Miss a bit of an unlucky pass there. And it looks like there's 3 on 2, but he's decided to go right. And away it goes out for Ryan Long. Cut out pass. Numbers on the left. Can they get it? And no, the ground's there. The wet, no. I think the wet, moist ground from the rain earlier caused him to lose grip on that and couldn't quite get to the left-hand corner. So Northern Rivers will now have a set of 6 deep in their own half.
Yeah, great defence there from the Northern Rivers. Beautiful pass from Ryan Long, the number 11 for North Coast to get it out wide, but they couldn't put the try in. I'll just finish off the starting lineup. So for the Northern Rivers side, at fullback we have Lane Hardy, number 2, Callis 4 Mile Bolt. Number 3 is new to the side from Casino, Tyrese Williams. Number 4 is Kane Robinson. 5 is Rocco Partridge. 6 is Joshua Bowden. 7 is Tyrell Roberts. Number 8 is Kurt McGrath. Number 9 in captain is Jonah Whitlam Rose. Number 10 is Joshua Bevan. 11 is Ethan Forster. Number 12 is Simon Pratt. 13 is Joshua Stoddard. On the interchange bench we have 14 Jaden Ellis. 15 Callum Nelson. Another new member to the side is Patrick Mahoney from Lower Clarence. And KB Spry, number 17. And Carl Lohia, number 18. And their coach is Sean Davison. On the bench for the North Coast side, we've got number 14, Khan Ridgway, number 15, Jackson O'Connor, number 16, Reece Kendall, 17, Dane Hill, and number 18, Ethan Duncombe is starting in the hooking dummy half position as we see a penalty to North Coast right in front of the uprights. Yeah, this is the top of the table clash for the Northern Pool. However, both teams have had the luxury of the bye, but they've both won one and played one. And North Coast get a good opportunity here to go in. The captain, Eli Clark, takes it himself and puts the first points on the board. Well done, Eli Clark. And they had numbers there. He could have given that. He scored it himself. It was pretty pretty big hole out there, unfortunately. Northern Rivers will need to work on that and pick up their defence. So far, this North Coast have had all the ball, and it's been all down that end of the field. So the goal kicker will be Logan Jones.
That's right on North Coast. Ball by Eli Clark. With North Coast now.
Logan Jones is a Barrelville boy. I think that means he's in contention to play Origin for Queensland. And yeah, it's 4-0 with a kick to come. It is a strong win, so this kick might not be. The wind's coming from behind the post, so he'll have to kick into the wind a bit. Aim for the right post. Is that right footer?
Logan Jones, Barrelville product, scoring perfect free out of, kicking a perfect free out of free, including a very impressive kick on the sidelines for the first kick. Kicking into the breeze, and it's going to hold up okay, so it'll be 6-0 now, Mid-North Coast over Northern Rivers. Getting the early one is what they needed. Logan Jones scoring 2 tries against Central Coast in Group 18 in previous campaigns. Also scoring a hat-trick against Group 19 in last year's representative competition.
With North Coast now leading 6 points to 0.
I'd like to thank our sponsors again, SEL World Australia, Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports. I trust you're enjoying the coverage here at home, wherever you may be. And Tyrell Roberts will get this one restarted. 6-0 early now for North Coast. Sends that one deep. Nicely collected there by Jared Gibson. Nice little hill. Oh, what a solid run there. Nice solid run up. They mastered that last week against Central Coast. They're certainly not letting up today. Gets it out onto the 30 metre line. Away goes right side field. And I think that one is Smith. Kempsey product. Gives it closest to our side. Gets within side of field now on the Northern Rivers. Northern Rivers don't want to give any penalties from here. Away it goes. I think that is nice tackle there by Simon Pratt. Pass off by Evan Dunker. That's going downtown. And that'll be well collected there by Lane Hardy. Nice little dummy run. Gets brought down on their 20 metre line. Northern Rivers, they conceded the first try only against Newcastle, so they'll probably want to plan the same strategy to try and get back into this one. Mid-North Coast will want to assert themselves, get out to a decent lead with the home ground advantage in this local derby in the Andrew Johns Cup. Nice dummy run, gets in deep. Nice run, he might get within on the 40. Not quite. Done the job to get inside Mid-North Coast territory. Nice little dummy run. And they'll get a penalty and a set of 6 to boot deep inside the Mid-North Coast half.
Yeah, well, let's put the Northern Rivers in a good position to get some points on the board. Good work by the North Coast forwards to get up that end of the field in the first place. But here we see an attacking position here for the Rivers. Wheatland Rose gives it on to that was Kurt McGrath, strong hit up, back for Rose, and he's popped it in for Joshua Stothard. Plays it just out in front of the post. Good take by Bowden, and unfortunately for the Rivers, North Coast have come up with the ball, and Smith takes a hit up. So back for Duncombe, and he gives it on to, that was Robinson taking up a hit up in the number 8 jersey. So 6-0 to the North Coast. We've just kicked off about 5 minutes ago. We see a penalty on the halfway given to the North Coast. So last game we saw that with the Rivers there was quite a lot of drop ball. However, it was quite heavy the rain. So today seems to be more of a lacking in discipline, giving away a couple of penalties early. But we've got North Coast 40 out from the try line. Nice run there from Burns. Looked to offload, but he was brought down in a strong tackle by McGrath. So the ball now with Sakao. Another penalty. The Northern Rivers have just given away 3 penalties, given them a piggyback down this end of the field. And now they've got a kick for touch, and they'll probably be 10. They'll take the tap about 8 metres out, 10 metres out from the Northern Rivers try line.
10 metres out. Nice run there by Ryan. So William G. First tackle. Going up the middle side there, and it looks like Smith. Met by a wall of defence there from Northern Rivers. Goes down side field. There's 2-1, but gets held back there by 3 Northern Rivers defenders. Third tackle. Playing up, they're favouring that right side of the field, mid-North Coast. And no, that was unfortunately dropped there by Eli Clark, the captain. Northern Rivers will have this one deep inside their own half. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, SEL World Australia, of course Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports and Victor Sports. Of course the other game in the Northern Conference, which is also the second of the 2 derbies, which is actually being played tomorrow. That will be between Newcastle Knights Development and the Central Coast Roosters. Newcastle with a 1-from-1 record, and Central Coast were hoping to get their first win for the campaign. So to be fed now by Joshua Bowden, the Tweed Coast product. Playing from deep inside field, nice solid run there. I think that might be Lane Hardy. Sorry, that was Tyrese Williams from Casino on the 30-metre line. Gets out to Roberts. Met by a crushing tackle. Stoddard surrenders in the tackle. Playing left side field. Nice take there by Simon Pratt. And they'll get another set of 6. They were holding him well down this side of the field, but they've given away the penalty. And they'll have a set of 6 inside the mid-North Coast half.
Yeah, just to give you a bit of an update on how this competition works. Well, the kick for touch is not fine touch, but he's unfortunately knocked it on has Saunders. So there'll be a scrum feed here to Northern Rivers right on the halfway, or just over the other side of halfway. So there's 11 teams in the comp. 6 are, this is in both competitions, in Laurie, Daley and Andrew Johns Cup. The 6 teams are in the Southern Division, and there's 5 teams in the Northern Division. So we'll be getting a top 2 out of both divisions. So the Northern Division has a bye. They only play 4 games. So every game is vital. As we see Stothard take it from the back of the scrum. And then when in the first round of the semis, team 1 from Northern Pool will play team 2 from the Southern Pool in a sudden death match, and vice versa, to get to a final. As we see Northern Rivers in a great opportunity to get their first points on the board. Whitlam Rose gives it back to Roberts. Roberts out to Hardy. Hardy got outside his man, got the pass away, and unfortunately has gone to ground. But they were looking good there, the Rivers. That's how they scored their points a fortnight ago when they knocked over the Newcastle Knights development squad.
So whilst these scrums being packed, seeing this as a local derby, it's probably worth noting that where they're separated, and it's kind of different between the 16s and 18s. For the Northern Rivers, they do include Grafton as they are a part of the Group 1 juniors, whilst in the 18s, when they play the NLL competition, they play for the Mid-North Coast, whilst Northern Rivers, they go up as far north as, say, Ballina. Whilst Also for the Mid-North Coast, their premiers from last season were the Barraville Tigers, our minor major premiers. They actually had an identical record with Sawtell with a 9-1-3 record, one being the draw, 3 losses, 19 points. Only 20 points was the difference between the two. Of course, they also met in the grand final, Barraville getting up 30 points to 8. And also mentioned that the Mid-North Coast, they also consist of Group 2 and Group 3. Port Macquarie with their minor major premiers, defeating Wingham 18-14. And oh, unlucky there. He probably wanted to have that one again. It was so close to the line he could feel it. Oh, hey. But though Jack Nicholson's going to check this one with his assistant. And yes, there will be a knock on. No, held up, sorry.
There was an unfortunate error there for Partridge, the number 5 for the Northern Rivers, but
just a reminder, all
fortunately,
Coffs Harbour have a great canteen.
fortunately the team support came in and held up Clark with the ball. Just like to thank Coffs Harbour Senior Rugby League Club for hosting us here today. The field looks a treat. It's absolutely perfect. There's it's green as, it's a beautiful sunny day. Bit of wind about. And they are on the attack here, North Coast. Unfortunately, ball goes to ground. Short down, gone down the blind side to number 3, and I think he's gone in. I think he has. The referee looks to his touch judges, and that's a dead set try to Logan Jones. Well done, the boy from Barrelville. That'll make the score 10-0 with a kick to come.
Logan Jones having a cracking game, adds that one to his tally, and he'll have this one, had this attempt started on, not been helped by the Breeds, of course, coming from the south, but he did kick an absolute peach of a goal against Central Coast for his first attempt last week on the sideline, so
number 3, Logan Jones.
It can be doable. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, SEL, World Australia, Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports, and of course Victor Sports. Here at Jeff King Motors Oval, home of the Coffs Harbour Comets in the Group 2. So Logan Jones here about to set up. As I said, Barraville, he was part of that team, I dare say, that got that 30-8 win against Sawtell in last year's competition. Yeah. Lines it up. So the wind's probably coming from the southeast, probably at 11 o'clock on the clock face. It's holding up. It's probably just going to fall short. So it'll be a 10-0 scoreline now, North Coast over Northern Rivers here in Coffs Harbour. Right, see Ryan Long there.
Was unsuccessful. The score remains North Coast
He had
10, Northern Rivers 0.
For me, he was the player of the game against Central Coast, scoring a deuce and 2 tries. The Taree product, including the one that won him the game at that absolute death in the final minute. Not to mention the solid metres that he made. Tyro Roberts kicks this one off. Gets it out to the 20-metre line. Nice tackle there by Kane Robinson. So we'll go down to the right side. Gets it outside on the 40. Nice tackle there from Kurt McGrath. Nice solid run there by William G. Gets it on the halfway line. And they'll have this one deep inside Northern Rivers half. Northern Rivers sort of letting this one get away from them. They need to find the assertiveness that they picked up against Newcastle. They made it gritty, be it in the wet. And we certainly did have the wet weather, and the humidity's probably about, I don't know, about 85%. Certainly making the ground a bit moist, not helping ball control. But the sun's out, so the way that goes now to Smith. Mid-North Coast have this one set up well on the right side, and they've got numbers as well. Away it goes now to Tony gets it. Oh, unfortunate there that Jack Saunders had that one red. Unfortunately, he misstepped it and couldn't quite get his hands on it, so Northern Rivers will have this one about 30 metres in their own half.
Yeah, he unfortunately overran it. So they'll get a scrum packing at the 22. Northern Rivers feed. And even though it is 10-0, there's not too much difference between these sides as yet. However, you would like to get on the scoreboard before half time. Roberts has got the ball now. Good. That was Hardy with the ball. Had a great game a fortnight ago, Hardy. Actually, no, that wasn't Hardy. That was Robinson, Kane Robinson. So this is Whitlam Rose gives it on to. Oh, they get a penalty. Happy days. Penalty to the Northern Rivers. Yeah, they want to lose. They've actually got the wind on their backs. So you want to use the wind. However, he didn't kick for touch last time. He didn't make it, so they just take the quick tap. Ball goes to ground there by Jaden Ellis. He's got the headgear on. And North Coast have the ball. A couple of interchanges has just been made. Ellis is on for the Rivers. As we see Smith play it back. Good support there from Duckett. Excellent run. He's backing up the forwards. That's what the fullbacks are very handy. This number 6, Jared Gibson for the North Coast. He looks very dangerous with the ball in hand.
So we're about 5 and change left to go in the first half. North Coast will want to take some momentum and get out to a free try lead if they can. They're in perfect position to do so. Let's see what they can do. Away it goes now to Zacchio. Hitting up that line, 5th and last. They're set up right side of the field. What can they do? They go up the middle, they bury it. Will Jack Nicholson give this one? I think North Coast have got it. And Jack Nicholson points to the spot, and that will be a free try lead for North Coast. And it is the replacement, Ethan Duncombe. The Woolgoolga product. With about 5 minutes to go left in the first half, Mid-North Coast are taking their chances this week. That's what they needed to do. They're making the most of their chances, and they'll have a kick almost directly in front. Though with the wind how it is, we're probably looking at about maybe 30-40 kilometre winds here. It doesn't really make it ideal, but Logan Jones, he's been kicking so impressively in this tournament.
Yeah, the number 14 for North Coast, Khan Ridgeway, has just come on the field. But I'd put that try. It was great work from dummy half by Duncombe, but I'll put that down to the fullback, Tony Duckett. It's exactly what Andrew Johns was talking about last night on the Cronulla versus North Queensland Cowboys game, is the fullback running off the forwards. It's lethal. It's that second phase play, and he made 15 metres straight up the middle, and then the 2 plays later that crash over from dummy half. Yeah, this is Logan Jones. He's 1 from 2. I'm backing him to get this one though. He makes no mistake. That'll bring the score to 16-0, and Northern Rivers, they want to get some points on the board before half time, but there's not much time left. Their body language isn't looking good. At least they are jogging back. They need a big chase off the kick-off and hopefully hold them down and at least get something before half time.
So we're looking at about 4 minutes to go in this one. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, SEL World Australia, Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports, and Victor Sports.
3.5 minutes of the first half remaining.
So my correction there, 3 and change left in this one in the first half, 16-0 to North Coast. Dwayne and Kevin here from Bar TV. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here this afternoon, wherever you might be watching. Tyrell Roberts kicks this one. And I think that a little bit of a gust of breeze pushed that one in the dead ball line. Though It was recovered by the North Coast. Way goes down the close side of field. Gets it outside to the, looks like the 20-metre line. Northern Rivers can't afford really to let another one in so close to half time. North Coast carrying the momentum. They'll be looking to go for a 2-2 record going in to the finals. Way goes close side of the field on third tackle. Dancing with the sideline. Played there by Jack Saunders. Well tackled there by Ethan Foster, the Lowell Clarence product. He was thinking about a 40-20 there, but couldn't quite get the grip. The field is still moist from the rain from earlier on. Well collected there by Rocco Partridge, the Kyle Turkeys representative. He had an impressive game 2 weeks ago, and he'll be looking to take his form for Kyogle with the competition starting up again soon in the Group 1. Gets it out just before the 40. They want to get this one at least deep in mid-North Coast territory if they can help it. We're so close to the first half, but they're on the 40-metre line. Jonah Whitlam-Rose, the captain, he also had an impressive game a couple of weeks ago, scoring a deuce. You want to rover this one downfield, but this will be in the 5th and last. And I think he was just about to do that. Gets it off to Partridge. Beats one, but he's met by 2 defenders on his right side, and with the assistant there by Eli Clark. Bit of a captain's play there by Eli Clark. And you'd think that Mid-North Coast will have last possession going into the first half.
Yeah, and I've got a feeling they might do it tough in the second half too. This is a strong win, and they've had the winds to their backs, and they're down by 16, and so it's not a good start to the first half. There's only 30 minutes in these halves, so every set of 6 is vital that you do something with it, and unfortunately they just haven't been able to do that. But he goes this 6 again. He's given it. Here goes Logan Jones down the far side, and he's brought down by Hardy and 4 Mile Bolt and also Williams. Here's Smith. Smith has lost that. He's dropped it cleanly. Good defence from the number 12 for the Rivers side there, Simon Pratt. At the moment, there's these backs for the North Coast just seem to have the stick over the Northern Rivers. Every time they get the ball out to that both sides of the field, they're looking more and more dangerous.
Northern Rivers will have this one about 20 metres from their own line. They will get one more shot at it. Maybe if they can score off here, that was a nice little kick there by Tyrell Roberts. I'm not sure if he had to do that. He had the wind at his back. Mid-North Coast will have another one. Way it goes now to Jack Saunders. Nice little run there, solid run there by Jack Saunders. Gain an extra 10 metres. It's what they want. Yeah, Tyrell Roberts surprised us with that kick on the first tackle. I think they wanted to try and get, and there we go. They'll play last play, but I think no, they want to go left side. There is about 3 players there if they get it. They're set for 2. There's 2 on 1. It's going to run it, chip over the top, collected, but drops it. They're going to try and put it down. Actually, he might actually have this. I think Jack Nichols is going to give it. He's going to check with his assistant from where it was hard to see from where we were, whether that was knocked back or knock on. He's checking. This will be imperative. No, it's going to be a knock on, actually. And that is half-time here in the Mid-North Coast. Who impressed you for that one, Kev?
Well, first of all, I'm glad he didn't award that a try. I could see it was a knock on from here, and it was just a bit messy, and it would have been killed the half. It is 16-0 at half-time, but I think the standouts, obviously Logan Jones, he's the goal kicker, and he scored a try. Also, the 5'8", Jared Gibson, I think he looks dangerous with the ball in the hands. But the forward pack for North Coast have always also been impressive. Selwyn Smith's done a few hit-ups. William G also, and Burns and Robinson and Ryan Long also is the ball player of the pack. So yeah, they've been good. And the number 18 who did start the match at dummy half, he also got a try and he's been impressive as well. So a 16-0 at half time. Look forward to the second half. I'll just put you back on to Dwayne for a sec.
So that's the first half of Andrew John's Cup action in the books here in the local derby between North Coast and Northern Rivers. And as you heard there, it is North Coast 16, Northern Rivers 0. We're going to go for a bit of a H2O, and we'll see you back in a few minutes for the second half. Dwayne Neville and Kevin Ferrugia here from Bar TV Sports, live from Jeff King Motors Oval here in the beautiful Coffs Harbour on the tip of the mid-north coast. And home to the Coffs Harbour Comets from Group 2, and as well as the iconic Big Banana. Town's also hosted the likes of City and Country. Yeah, the Coffs Harbour Comets, a bit about them. So they finished second in last year's competition, only to the top in Grafton Ghosts, who basically didn't lose any games whatsoever last year. They've also got the reserve grade premiers here, and also the Women's League tag champions as well. Bit around the grounds action in Andrew Johns Cup action happening around the states. Penrith Panthers getting up in an absolute nail-biter against the GRS West Tigers, winning that game 19-18. And the Illawarra South Coast going down to the Western Rams, 30-26 in Wollongong. And the other game in progress on Bar TV and the CRL nsw.com.au website is the Riverina Bulls versus Monaro Colts. And of course the other game in the Northern Conference fixture is Central Coast versus Newcastle in the Hunter Derby.
Now have the North Coast side, who are predominantly white.
We're about to get Andrew Johns Cup action in the second half started in just a little bit. And it is 16-0 to North Coast versus Northern Rivers in this one. And in just a couple of seconds we'll have Tyrell Roberts to restart this one. They'll be kicking into the breeze. And you fancy Mid-North Coast to go on with it here with the breeze, with about 30-40 kilometres behind their back. Jack Nicholson calls time on for the second half, and away we go. And as you can see there, the ball just held up stiff. They didn't really kick that one too high up. Smart play there. Brought down there on the 40-metre line. Passed off there by Ridgeway. Does it again. Nice little run up there from William G. Just on the halfway line on the third phase. Goes down in far side field. Away it goes from Sakio, the halfback. Gets it down, plays the whole right side field. He's going to run through it, brace down to defence. Gets there nicely in Northern Rivers half of the field. They'll be looking to get this one left. They're all set up to do so. Away it goes. On the fourth phase, runs up the middle, beats about 3 defenders, brought down, and it's on the fifth and last now. About 15 metres away from the Northern Rivers line, plays left side of field, nice little grubber, and well collected there by Lane Hardy, and they'll be looking to try and get another 6, but not quite.
Yeah, it's got to work out of their in goals. It was a pathetic kickoff. It's extremely windy here, and he's just pretty much put the grubber along the ground there, and they made easy yards up the field there, North Coast. As we see just doing a hit up there. He's 30 metres out, and he gets a penalty. The number 12 for William G was just offside there, unfortunately. Let's have a big kick for... No, he didn't kick for touch there. The number 16 with the headgear. Done a quick tap, and that's Patrick O'Mahony. He didn't play last game. This is his first game in. And we see Whitlam Rose do a run down the blind side, and he's brought down by Ridgeway. Good run there by Bevan, and he gave it on to his second row mate, Joshua Stothard. We go right to the left now, and number 3, Tyrese Williams, is brought down 20 metres out from the try line. Tyrell Roberts now back down the blind side. Onto there's a nice kick there. It's just setting up, and I think we have a try here. To the. Look, it was a great little kick through, and it looks like the number. I'll wait till the ground announces that, because I just can't see who scored that. But it's good to see the Northern Rivers hitting back and getting first on the board this half, which they needed to do. That makes the score now 16-4. And Roberts should make no mistake of this right in front. There it says. The try was scored by Ethan Foster. And he is the number 11 for the Rivers, yes.
And Ethan Foster, he's no stranger to the white stripe. He has scored 14 tries in his last campaign for the Lower Clarence, including a hat-trick against Maris Brothers. He's an ex-Grafton Ghost player, the under-15 representative, scoring 2 tries against Group 19. And he started off in the centres against Newcastle, so he's kicked off his tally here in the Andrew Johns Cup. Away it goes there for Roberts, and gets it over the black dot, so it's 16-6 in favour of Mid-North Coast over Northern Rivers in the Andrew Johns Cup. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, SEL World Australia,
Northern Rivers,
Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports and Victor Sports. And of course, this is being streamed on the CRLNSW.com.au websites. And of course, if you're more on the social media, Facebook and YouTube, this is of course being simulcast on the Bar TV YouTube page and as well as on the Bar TV and CRL Facebook pages. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon. It's not too cold, not too hot here in Coffs Harbour. Nice and comfortable conditions for the players, despite the wind. Bit of hang time there on the kick there on the restart. Northern Rivers will have it, and they want to try and claw back some of this lead. So far, so good in the second half. Away goes Whitlam Rose, gets it off to Simon Pratt. Nice gritty tackle there by the North Coast on the 40-metre line. They want to get this one inside their half on this play if they can. Gets it right dead centre, smack bang on the field. Whitlam Rose sends it down to Roberts. He's going to try and get through. He's away! Away he goes! And it's Kane Robertson. He's got one play to beat, but oh! And I think the moisture on the field tripped over his speed a bit there. 4-mile bolt. Look at the play right side. This is what they need to do. Nice solid run up the centre there. They're set on the left side if they're interested. But they're going to play right kick. But I think there's a knock on. They should at least get 6 more. And Jack Nicholson acknowledges that. This is perfect, ample opportunity for Northern Rivers to get back into this game. Way it goes off to Roberts. Nice little pass. Can he get it down? I think he has. Back-to-back tries for Northern Rivers. No. Yes, he has. Thought he might have caught held up there. And this is what Northern Rivers need to do. And it is now 16 points to 10. With a kick to come from Tyrell Roberts.
I'll just do a little bit of it.
And we'll just have to wait confirmation from the ground announcer, but I think that one did go to Joshua Bevan, who is the Blamble product, ex-South Tweed player. Scoring 3 tries in their campaign in Group 18 competition up in the Tweed. Tyler Roberts, can he get this within a try? What a comeback here for Northern Rivers. What they needed to do. Into the wind as well. Roberts, and he does so. So it's Mid-North Coast 16-12. Off back-to-back sets. Northern Rivers have got themselves back into this game.
That try to Northern Rivers, scored by Josh Bevan.
And there is confirmation there. Joshua Bevan was indeed the try scorer. Nice little burrowing run there to get them back into this one.
Leading 16 points to 12.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the coach Sean Davison of the Northern Rivers said to his lads at half time, but they've come out in a completely different attitude and spirit to their first half, and they're looking really good now. And it's amazing, like this strong wind that they're running into it. Both teams seem to have been at an advantage running into the wind. As Cook gives it on to Stoddard. Whitlam Rose has a little run from dummy half himself. Roberts gets into dummy half. And he's going to give it on to Bowden. Bowden has a run. So they're just on the halfway as we speak. Good run there by Bevan. He's had a solid game, the number 10 for the Northern Rivers. Roberts puts it on the boot. Well collected, great catch by Logan Jones. He's having a solid afternoon, and he's brought down by 4 Mile Boat and Roberts. Solid hit up there from the number 10 Burns, and another run there by Logan Jones. And we have a new player on the field here, number 17 Dane Hill from Kempsey, plays it back for Ridgway. Ridgway gives it on to Sakeo, and it's out, gone to the captain. And we see Jake Saunders with the ball now, being brought 22 metres out from the Northern Rivers try line. They head back this way, it's onto the boot. Good pick up by Hardy. And Hardy's brought down about 7 or 8 outside, and there's got a penalty. This is be good stuff for the Rivers. Get out of their end.
And of course, you know, they're playing this one from about 10 metres in their own half, but they're probably almost better off with the wind coming as where it is to actually run this play, though they probably couldn't afford to. Oh, just gets it in. Hits onto the side lighting there. Made about a gain of 10 metres there. But playing safe and sorry with the kicking with this big gust of wind coming from, looks like it's coming now from the southwest. Away it goes. Nice solid run there by Simon Pratt. Gets it inside the North Coast half. This is a whole different team now. Oh, that looked a tad high. Looked a little bit tad high there from William G. And he lost it, but that was gritty play. I thought he might have gone a little touch high there. I think Jack Nixon seems to be okay. And forcing the error there, so the North Coast will have it about, I don't know, 30 metres off in their own half. Once again, want to thank the sponsors, SEA World Australia, Bar TV Sports, Anytime Fitness, and Victor Sports. Hope you're enjoying this one at home, on the tube or Facebook, online. Nice sunny day. Nice sunny. It's probably the first time the sun's come out here this weekend in Coffs Harbour. Perfect timing for football. Perfect conditions too. Now a little error there. Now from I think from the near mid North Coast, and Northern Rivers will have a set of 6 inside in the mid North Coast half. They could possibly take the lead. You wouldn't think so after the first half. You thought mid North Coast. They actually all could have almost had the 4 tries if it wasn't for the last try being disallowed. Let's see what Northern Rivers can do. Tyler Roberts to play. Just wait for way side there to Williams, making his first feature of the campaign. A nice solid tackle there from North Coast. 40 metres away from the North Coast line. Away it goes to Kurt McGrath. Passes it off to Jaden Ellis. The Ballina product beats 4 players. But he's met there by the 2 solid props there from North Coast. Way to the right side. Whitlam Rose. He's doing that hooker running like he does so well, which earned him 2 tries. Oh, just short of the line. They're playing that striking run so well. Whitlam Rose, the little dummy run, but just got held up. 5th and last. They're setting up for right side play, and that is what they're going to do. Kick there from Roberts, grubber kick, and it's and it'll be a penalty offside inside the front of the kick, I dare say. And the Mid North Coast will have it inside their own half.
Yeah, exciting play there by the Rivers. Unfortunately, no try came from it, but a good kick from Roberts. Just a couple of little dummy half runs that. When you see 2 in a row, it gets a bit predictable, unfortunately. But still, they defended it well, and they've got the ball now on their halfway, North Coast. We might see, I'd say, Yep. It's Jackson O'Connor on the field with the headgear. The number 15 just playing the ball back there for Ridgeway. Gives it on to Burns, taking a hit up now. And Ridgeway, this is on to Sakeo. So North Coast back on the attack here. The score is 16-12 in their favour. Sakeo takes it up and good run. He's got no one into port though. Going to play it back for Ridgeway. It looks like Gibson's given it. This is it. Comes back in. Oh, what a great run! I think he's got this shot. No, he's lost it. He has lost it. It looked almost like he got the ball down there, but that was great defence again from Northern Rivers. Hopefully they can work their way out.
Mid-North Coast unlucky there to try and get it past a 4-point lead. They would probably know as well as any, because considering they were the ones that won it at the death against Central Coast and Warhope last week, that they need to get it past a 1-try buffer, a 4.1 if that, and Northern Rivers drops the lollies there on perfect, giving Mid-North Coast a perfect opportunity inside their own half. I think that the dew on the ground from the rain that we had the past couple of days here hasn't helped. Hopefully it dries up in time for the next fixture, the Laurie Daley Cup. Now they'll have another chance to try and get it past 4 points. They don't want to be the bearers of what they created in Warhope last week, winning it at the death. They want to get this one to a 2-2 record going towards the finals in a few weeks. And they'll reset the scrum here.
So just while we're on the we've got about 20 minutes to go this half. Score's 16-12. Good run there from Gibson. So Dwayne, who do you see winning this game? Like, if I gave you $1,000, who would you put it on right now to win the game?
No comment. No comment. I mean, especially for that amount of money. Away it goes, 30 metres out, so about 15 minutes left to go on this one. They're looking set to go right side field. They favoured that in the first half. They did it so well. Away it goes now from Sakio. Gets it away to Duckett. Oh, they play the right side. Numbers on the side. They're dancing with the sideline. I think he's still just kept in. They'll play that left side to bring it in. But it's bowled over there by Jack Saunders. Did he get it down? No. They'll have one more shot at it about 3 metres off on the chalk. Brings it in deep side. Gets it, the dummies off to the right, but I think he's going to be met. Gets the ball away. He's going to go over. I think he has not quite. Not quite. Just met by about 3 players from Northern Rivers. Had his number and kept him short. And keeps it to a 4-point lead for the Mid-North Coast. Away it goes now from Roberts. They've been playing that dummy run so well, gaining some valuable possession. And be it into a strong breeze from the south. Away it goes again. It'll be marked off there. Plays it down right side of field, on the commentary side of the field. I think that was Lane Hardy that might have been taken down there. He'll want to get up. He doesn't want to be giving away penalties. And correction, that was actually Ethan Foster on the 40-metre line. Nice solid run there by Joshua Bevan. But he gets it away. Referee says play on. Jaden Ellis gets it away. And he's going to be correct. No, I think referee, no, he's called a forward pass. Forward pass there. And Northern Rivers, if they can complete a few sets of 6, they might be able to get it home. They're making the possession, Kev.
Yeah, I think they're a big chance, the Rivers. I'd just about nearly ridden them off at half time, but they've come out and they look like they're right in this game and only down by 4 points. About 15 on the clock. I think they're a big chance. I think this is anyone's game. But I think we saw the Northern Rivers come home pretty well in the second half 2 weeks ago against Newcastle, who Newcastle came out and had a win the following week. So both teams have got pretty good form. The winner of this game will be outright on top of the ladder or by themselves. We see a penalty given to North Coast, and That wind is pretty strong, and this would be a good time to kick. But I think he's just going to have a quick tap here. Quick tap. Well, it's not that quick, but they will be taking the tap. Burns is going to take a hit up. He'll play it back for Ridgeway. O'Connor is going to have a run now in the white headgear. They're making some pretty good yards here. North Coast. Ridgeway onto Hill. Hill gets brought down only 2 or 3 metres out from the Northern Rivers try line. Plays it back at Ridgeway. Cut out pass. Gives it on to Sakeo. Sakeo steps back in. He's now 3 metres brought down right next to the post as well. That'll be the 4th tackle. Ridgeway gives it out to Gibson. Gibson the ball for Duckett. Duckett, oh, that's a great backline manoeuvre. And Jake Saunders scores in the corner. Oh no, the last pass was forward. Got a bad angle here, but yeah. Bit of a let off there for the Northern Rivers.
Been a sort of vice versa scenario here for Mid-North Coast. They had, I think this would have been their 3rd or 4th opportunity to really put them away when they had the chance, whilst they finished strongly in the second half against Central Coast last week. Whilst they started strongly today, and he beat everyone, Jack Saunders, but unfortunately the pass pushed it forward. Away we go now, Tyrell Roberts inside his own half. Oh, that looked a bit high. Dangerous tackle there. And Northern Rivers will be given valuable metres. Now this breeze has just picked up just a little bit more. Will they kick it? Will they run it? You'd think they probably would run, and that's what they're playing the safe option with that breeze. Nice crunching run there. I think that one was by Kurt McGrath. Away it goes. Nice solid run there by Jaden Ellis. 40 metres away. This one should seem inside North Coast territory, at least on the halfway, just breaching the North Coast side of the field. And I think they have another 3 sets up their sleeve. Away it goes. Oh, nice solid run there by Williams in his first campaign, the casino product. And they too have dropped the ball. And I think there's probably about just under 10 minutes to go. Be it only 4 points, they want to try and make the most of their opportunities as well. It's getting to that crunch time of the game. Both teams are undefeated coming into this one in this local derby. Which side of the Clarence River is going to come out best today? We'll probably find out within the next 10 minutes. Restart now there for North Coast. Away it goes on the right side of the field on the 40-metre line. Nice cracking run there. Splits it up the middle over the 40, over the 30, gets it over the 20. Will he beat it? I think he's over. That's the try that North Coast wanted. That's the try that they needed. And Jack Nicholson points to the spot. And they now have an 8-point lead going into this one with about 9.5 in change with that one. Nice solid run inside their own field.
Yeah, great try by Jake Saunders. He showed plenty of pace. And this will be a very difficult kick. 20 points to 12. So they're 8 points in front. If he gets this, they'll make 10. But it is a difficult kick from the sideline. He did land a pretty good one in the first half though, so I'm not writing him off. Northern Rivers aren't out of this. I'd still be quietly, I'd be thinking I could win this game if I was in the in-goals right now. I just need to, control the ball, give no penalties away, and hope that North Coast make the mistakes. Having said that, though, North Coast have played extremely well this afternoon, and they do look to be the better team. Just the last 10 minutes, I think they're interchanged. The 15 and the Jackson O'Connor and Dane Hill, also Ridgeway. They've all come on and played really well. And for the Rivers, I think Jaden Ellis has been pretty handy off the bench. He had a good game too against Newcastle a fortnight ago. And he moves in for the kick, Logan. I think he has. He has just missed it. Nearly got it.
Try to North Coast.
So the score is 20 points to 12.
The conversion was unsuccessful. North Coast now
And just confirmed there by the ground announcement there was Jack Saunders.
We have just over
Finally getting his Andrew Johns tally underway. The Tare Rovers representative is also Group 3 representative from last year, including scoring a try against Group 21 in last year's competition. Tare Rovers to get things started. And once again, I want to thank the sponsors, SEL World Australia, Bar TV, Victor Sports, and Anytime Fitness. Here live here at Jeff King Motors Oval here in Coffs Harbour, which is probably about, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes south of Grafton, and about an hour north of Maxville. Jack Nicholson will get things underway shortly. This breeze now is coming right into our faces here in the com box, here right off the jetty side of Coffs Harbour. The weather is now looking well true cleared up. It looks like the clouds are now heading off towards the Byron Bay region. Roberts to get things started. And he's going for a little short kick-off. I didn't know it just made the 10. I think just a whisker over the red stripe there. Desperate times, desperate actions now for Northern Rivers. They need to get back into this one. It will now be played now by Kane Robertson. Runs himself. Great tackle though by Sakio, the Sawtell product. Will be played off now by Kobe Spry, who was a late replacement in a fortnight ago in Cabarita. Third phase now, about 10 metres out. Can they get themselves back into this? And it's going to help by the penalty push down. And Jack Nicholson will point the spot with 10 metres out.
Yeah, Burns just holding Hardy down way too long there. Kobe Spry taps it back for Ellis. And the Northern Rivers are on the attack, and they need a try right here to get back into this game. Spry onto Williams. Good step. Okay, he's gone crashing underneath the post, but he's not going to get there. Plays it back for Roberts. Roberts out to Bowden. Bowden gives it on to, I think the ball's gone to ground. No, it's been knocked back apparently. It's Tyrese Williams has still got the ball. As we see Pratt do a hit up towards the post and almost wrestle his way over. But we are going to play it for the fifth and last. Spry out to Roberts. Ellis with the ball now. And he's going to be brought down. Good defence by the North Coast.
And with about 3 and change left in this one, you'd feel that Northern Rivers had, if they were going to get back into this one, had to get it done here. But they were just met by solid mid-North Coast defence. Jack Nicholson sends it back to restart. And if you think they can get to that set of 6 on this one, Kev, that they should have enough in the account to get this one out. Away it goes now. Nice solid run. He beats it. But he's just met there by Kurt McGrath. Who that was probably the decisive tackle to keep him down here. First tackle. Playing towards the commentary box side of the field. 30 metres out inside their own half. And he'll be telling him to go replay that one back. North Coast will try and close this one out and take a 2-2 record with them. I dare say that they're off to Armidale next week against the Greater Northern Tigers. They want to take that one with them. They're kicking with the breeze, and it's just stays in field. Northern Rivers will have another shot. This will be do or die, surely, with about 2.5 left to go in this one.
Yes, well,
to remind the under-18 players that they will be taking the field at 1:15. So when the siren
only 2 minutes on the clock now.
This game, can we make your way back
feed to the Northern Rivers, pretty much on their try line. They'll try something though. The Rivers, they won't die trying, as they say. Let's see what they got. Roberts feeds the scrum. Ellis takes it from the back, but the referee didn't like something there. He's brought it back. Okay. I don't think Ellis will take it from the back this time. We'll probably try something different. Roberts feeds the scrum. No, he did take it from the back. Ellis runs, and he's been handy since he got on. Ellis plays it at the 20-metre mark. Back for Spry. And good hit up there by McGrath. He's still going. He gets it to about 32 metres from the try line. McGrath will play it back to Spry. Good head up by Bevan. And they are now 43 metres out from their try line. Spry onto Bowden. Bowden the short ball. This will be the fourth tackle. Spry onto Bowden again. He sends it out to eventually Williams is brought down 33 metres out, and there's a kick from dummy half. Unfortunately, straight down the into the loving arms of Tony Duckett, who'll be brought down 23 metres out from his try line.
With not long left to go now on this one, North Coast has possession. You'd feel they should just get him home. It's not all over Red Rover though for Northern Rivers. They do have a chance to go to Wyong next week to try and get back into the winner's circle against Central Coast and head towards make some movement into this Northern fixture. So that'll be about the second tackle now. They definitely don't want to give a penalty. They're looking like a bit of argy-bargy there, but I think that's going to be in the books. Jack Nicholson's asserting his authority there to get the mid-North Coast to get them playing. You think the hooter will be going in any second now. Jack Nicholson gets him to restart. Okay. Away it goes. Right side of field. Deep inside their own half. They'll be looking to run this one and finish off strongly if they can. And they're going to try and drag him down. And there is the hooter. That's game, set, match, and we're in the books for the first game in the local derby for round 3 of the Andrew Johns Cup for 2018. And me and North Coast have taken out this one.
So both North Coast and Northern Rivers under-18s will be commencing the next match in 5 minutes.
Yeah, 20 points to 12. They've won the North Coast over the Northern Rivers. That's the Northern Rivers' first loss of the season. By all means, they are not out of this competition. You can definitely afford one loss to make the semi-finals. But I'd probably have to give man of the match to Logan Jones, the number 3 for North Coast. He was also the goal kicker. I thought he was quite handy, and he also scored a try. He had a good game, so he's my man of the match. Of the forwards, a lot of their forwards played well, but I thought in particular in the first half, Selwyn Swift did quite a bit of work. But great work from Kane Ridgway coming off the bench. And I thought Jackson O'Connor off the bench, he was the one in the white headgear. I thought he had a pretty good game too. Captain Eli Clark, he'd be pretty happy with his performance as well. But all in all, also the winger, Jake Saunders, with his runaway try, which pretty much sealed it up. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll move on to the Laurie Daley Cup now. Final score 20-12 in favour of the Rivers. Coast.
Dwayne Neville and Kevin Ferrugia for Bar TV Sports, live here from Jeff King Motors Oval here in Coffs Harbour, as we're about to get ready for our next fixture in the Laurie Daley Cup in just a little bit. And coming into this game, Northern Rivers coming off the bye with a heavy defeat to Newcastle 40-4, and that was after a 10-0 half-time deficit. Whilst North Coast came up big winners against Central Coast in Warhope last week with a 40-20 win, and quite a clinical display though by the Mid-North Coast in the 18s. And Kevin Ferrugia is here to join me ready for this one. Kevin, what do Northern Rivers have to do to get back into this competition?
Well, they've made a few changes. We saw them play 2 weeks ago against Newcastle, and they got dusted up about 40 points to 4 or something like that. But the starting lineups for the Rivers today is at number 1, Matthew Buttonshaw. Number 2 is Tupu Lalahiga. 3 is Liam Cusack. 4 is James Torrens. 5 is Harrison Bell. Number 6, and he's new to the squad. From Willumbar, we have Lachlan Hullard. Number 7 is Ethan Kane. Number 8 is also new to the squad. He's from Tweed Heads, Jordan Tua Ali Lee. And number 9 is Thomas Simpson. 10 is Ryan Stidham. 11, Jordan Lee. Number 12 is Kyan Roberts Laurie. He had a pretty good game last week, and they've put him in the starting lineup. Good to see. And at number 13, we have Cooper Many on the interchange bench for the Northern Rivers. Again, they're the ones in the predominantly green jerseys. We have Zachary Hicks at 14. New to the squad is Liam Robinson from Tweed Heads. Number 16, Jackson North. Number 17, Matthew Job. And number 18, Jackson Rowita. And they are coached by Greg Barnes. For the North Coast side, we just have a change for the North Coast side. The number 9.
Sorry, Kevin. And that's a try! Northern Rivers starting off well in the first half, starting strongly, then that's what they needed to do. What a cracking kick! And had Mid-North Coast napping and made the most of it, so it's an early 4-0 lead there for the Northern Rivers, kicking off their assertiveness early, and that's what they need to do. Sorry, Kev, you're reading the team announcement.
That's all right. No, don't worry. I was actually, not looking up then, but good to see Northern Rivers start off with a good try straight away. There's a lot riding on this because both teams are coming off a loss, and you probably can't afford 2 losses in this competition.
First try to Northern Rivers, number 7, Ethan Kane. Takes the score of 4-0 with a conversion to come.
So he's good.
So the number 7 for the Northern Rivers will be having the shot for goal. This is Ethan Kane, and he's got it. So it's 6-0. 6-0.
Conversion was successful by Ethan also, so the score moves to 6-0 to Northern Rivers.
And confirmed by the ground announcer, that was Ethan Kane who scored that one, the Coogin product, who scored 7 tries for the club last year, including two against Byron Bay. And he also kicked, within 2 games against Mullumbimby and Wollumbar, an impressive 10 goals. And with a tally of 106 points for the season. Also an under-14s representative, and he played in 5-8 for the game against Newcastle, shifted over to the other side of the halves. SAL World, Bar TV Sports, Victor Sports, and Anytime Fitness. Can Northern Rivers go out and make it out a 10-point lead? Big solid run there.
18 is Blake Howell.
Gets it onto the 40.
Fullback is James Martin.
And it's going to be a penalty against Northern Rivers. I mean, incorrect play of the ball, I dare say.
Number 2 is Tapu Lahia. Number 3 is Lane.
Yeah, sorry. I've just noticed that North Coast did win their first game. They defeated Central Coast. North Coast are 1 from 1 and the Rivers are none from 1. But they lead on the scoreboard in this game, 6-0. As we see the number 9 take the tap. And a hit up done there by
16 is Jackson North, 17 is Matthew Job.
Cooper Menny. Cooper Menny's got the headgear on today. Oh no, he doesn't. Sorry, that was Ben Liu with the headgear. I'll just read out the lineup for North Coast. We got a number 1, Joshua Dwyer. Number 2, Oliver Noseworthy. Number 3, Lachlan Williams. Number 4 is Kane Parkinson. Number 5 is Mackay Tucknott. Number 6 is Max Medeiros. Number 7 is Kieran Corcoran. Number 8 is Carlin Pettit. Number 9 is Tyke Kemp. Number 10 is Ryan Pemberton. Number 11 is Jordan Moore. 12 is Ben Liu. And 13 and captain is Riley Davey. And on the interchange bench for the North Coast, we got 14 Bailey Morgan, 15 Tyler Hyde, 16 Tony Thompson, 17 Lewis Cooper, 18 Blake Howie, and number 19 was there is no number 19.
Yeah. Nice tackle there from the mid-North Coast. Started quite impressively, fast start against Central Coast last week, scoring 2 tries within the first 7 minutes. Basically had all the possession in the first 10 minutes in Warhope. Thus, one of their tries was scored early from gaining a valuable yards gained off an error. Though they don't want to be the victims of their own creation from last week. They've given up an early try. They don't want to give up a second early on. So they're 5th and last out on 10 metres out. Away to the left side of field, nice little grubby kick, and I think it's going to be too deep. That's going to go over the sideline, and the North Coast will have it on the 20 inside their own half. In the mid-North Coast, their minor premiers being Grafton, the Grafton Ghosts. Impressive team all round. Only they were the minor premiers, and they had an impressive differential of 230 points, 33 points for the season. Though in the big dance against Sawtell, they lost it to 18-14. They'll be looking to overturn that in this coming season in Group 2. And that one was dropped there by
the captain.
Davey.
Yeah. So we should see a scrum feed here. I think the scrum feed is going to be to North Coast. Because whilst it was dropped by Riley Daley, I think the Rivers have knocked it on. It is a scrum feed to the North Coast. Not sure exactly what happened there, but it doesn't really matter. The scrum goes in and it's packed. Good run by the big fella.
Way goes to Tyke Kemp, the Sawtell Panthers product, about 40 away from his own line. Away it goes to Lewis Cooper, his Sawtell teammate, about 35 metres up from the line, second phase of play. Away it goes down right side field. They'll be looking. Oh, nice little solid hit there from the defence there from Northern Rivers. They're about 30 metre away, third phase of play. Away it goes from Max Medeiros on the left side. Oh, he's dropped it. He has dropped that one, and I think he had the left side all to himself. Unfortunate opportunity gone begging there for mid-North Coast. Northern Rivers will have this one about 20 metres, 25 metres on their own side of the field.
Yeah, that was a let off there for the Rivers. Still very windy conditions here. This scrum will pack 25 metres out from the Rivers line. And that was a solid tackle before from the number 12 for the Rivers. That was
away it goes there, nice solid run, 25 metres out from the own line. They'll be wanting to get this one back to level pegging early in the game. Away it goes down there, the Cochrane. And it's going to be, he's got the right side to play. He's going to roll over, not quite. That would be second tackle. And I see Kane Parkinson's keen to get it, but he won't. That one was taken by Liu, the Grafton Ghost product. He'd have to be one of their top top players going in. He had an impeccable record. Attempted intercept, trying to take there by Jordan Lee, but he couldn't quite get there quick enough. Nice crunching tackle. Cochrane is brought down, and I think he might have just lost it in that tackle. Nice assertive play there by Northern Rivers to give them a restart.
Yeah, well, this shows pretty much how strong Newcastle were a fortnight ago, and Newcastle have won both of their games so far in this competition, and both games pretty convincingly. So in the northern side, it looks like they could be the team to beat in the Laurie Daley Cup, the Newcastle Knights development squad. Not sure how they've gone today, but they're hopefully we'll see Northern Rivers do something with the ball here as they get it out. They win the scrum.
Kev made mention of the Newcastle fixture. That is actually tomorrow, and of course that's going to be on crlnsw.com.au as well as all the Bath TV social media platforms. There'll be Central Coast will probably want to try and get some vengeance to get back into this competition all round. Though Newcastle are looking pretty good, especially in the Laurie Daley Cup fixtures. Away you go now inside the 40, inside their own half of Northern Rivers, and that one is Cooper Manning. He's looking for another impressive game. The lower Clarence product brought down in. They're playing left side of the field, and that's going to be a solid run for Talwai. The Tweedhead Seagulls product, new addition to this team for the Northern Rivers, fifth and last now. Away goes, and that was passed there by Matthew Buttonshaw. Kick down side field. They've caught him napping, but Mid-North Coast will have that one 20 metres out on their own half of the side field.
Yeah, it was a bit too big, that kick. Central Coast, they have struggled in all four games they've played so far in both competitions. So they get a big day tomorrow there against Newcastle. Hopefully the Central Coast Roosters can turn the season around. This is good defence by the Northern Rivers. That was one of their big issues against Newcastle, their defence. But this number 8 that they brought into the side, Jordan Daley.
I've been told it's Tuali, Jordan Tuali.
Oh, Tuali, beautiful. Yeah, he's been a nice inclusion to the team. I definitely didn't recognise him. He's the biggest bloke in the Northern Rivers side. They're going to have a quick tap there. Good hit up by the Jordan Lee. No, that was Stidham, sorry. No, it wasn't. It was Pemberton.
Nice little dummy run there from Max Medeiros, Taree City Bulls. Sorry, Foster Duncurry Hawks representative. Wait. Oh, that was a daring run. That daring run there from Ty Kemp. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought it was almost Shepherd there for a second, but he's got away with it nevertheless.
Now looking at that left side of field there, they were playing well deep, and they could have done some with it, but they're going to try it again in this phase of play. They do have numbers, and the pass was a bit too deep. Goes over the sideline. Northern Rivers will have this one 20 metres out inside their own half.
He needed his winger to be 7 foot tall to catch that one. Unfortunately, it was just a bit high. But it is windy conditions. It's not easy out there, especially on those long passes. But this will be a scrum feed to the Northern Rivers, 10 metres out from their try line. The score is 6-0 in favour of the Northern Rivers.
Restart a play here on this one. Northern Rivers will try and make the most for this one deep side of field. Breeze has picked up just that little bit more off from the southeast. They'll want to be taking this one to their advantage, especially playing on this side of the field. Nice solid run there. Of course, the Mid-North Coast are also representative of course by Group 3 as well, as it was in the previous fixture in Andrew Johns Cup. Their minor premiers were the Macquarie Valley Mustangs, and only 3 points separated their top 4, and it certainly showed with the Warhoe Bulls coming from 4th place to win their grand final against Macquarie. And
they're the best ones to win when you come from 4th.
We know too well about that one. Away it goes on 30 metres out from the line there for Northern Rivers. They want to try and assert their authority in this game. Mid-North Coast are definitely a dangerous team, and you've got to make the most of the opportunities. Nice kick there for Matthew Bottishaw, bombed up in the high breeze, and it just stops right in front. They might even have his play, they won't. Brought down, solid defence, about 30 metres inside, 40 metres inside mid-North Coast territory. Nice solid run there from the dummy there for the second phase of play. This next play should see them in Northern Rivers side of the field. Plays down right side field. And there's 3-on-1 and couldn't quite get it out. And I think Mitch Everest says that's fine. It'll be on the third side of play, but I think that's been turned over now by Northern Rivers. They've got some valuable position. They get that one straight into the mid-North Coast side of field. 40 metres out. And this one will see James Torrance play this one from dummy. Great little run there. Gets it up from 30 metres out. Coming out from third side of play. Away it goes to left side of field. And brought down, 10 to go. This will be perfect opportunity. They've got tackles up their sleeve. They're going to play on left side of field. Burrowing run there from Thomas Simpson. Fifth and last. They'll go this right side. They're playing deep, Northern Rivers. Kick across field. That's going to be too deep. The wind hasn't helped that one either. This will be played on 20 on the 20-metre tap for mid-North Coast.
Yeah, Ethan Kane, unfortunately, once again, just the kick a bit too big. It is windy conditions, and the in-goals, they are not the deepest in-goals.
Kind of like English Super League kind of set up here in Coffs Harbour.
It is a bit like that. And we saw the field out at Cabarita where the in-goals are pretty much the same size as the 10-metre lines. I
wonder if that's brought a bit of an influence, like when they had brought a Super League game into, I think, Wollongong, it was actually an English Super League game that they brought into Wollongong. But I think the dimensions were still set up at Jubilee Oval. Wynn Stadium.
Yep, okay.
And the owner of a Toyota Corolla registration number.
Yeah, well, I remember Parramatta Stadium had always had the big deep in goals. They were put in there for Peter Sterling. Used to put many a grubber. Many a try was scored.
That was a crunching solid run there for mid-North Coast.
Thank you.
They're looking to get back in this one. They've got about 5 on the left side. Nice little cutout pass. Gets it out now too. I think that one is going to be Lachlan Williams. And I think he might have got it over. Maybe he hit a double
movement there, I think.
And
yes, double movement.
Mitch Everest calls it so. Very unfortunate there. The temptation of the try line just tempted Lachlan Williams to make a play. Northern Rivers will now have it with deep inside their own half, right on the corner post. Nice little kick there to get it back in.
North Coast do have a number 9, and he threw a great ball there. I'm just not sure of his name. We'll try and find that out. But the number 19 for North Coast, he showed some great hands there, getting the ball to his winger or centre, who nearly got over. As we see the Rivers working it out.
So Northern Rivers are up. This one is 6-0. 20 metres inside our home. Oh, what a crunching hit! Bowled him over. That's a crunching hit from the Tweed Heads product. Tackle there. This will be there. I think the third phase of play on the 30-metre line inside their own half. Kick option, and the breeze just picked up and just brought that one down further. This might even go to the dead ball line, and it does so. Mid-North Coast will now take this one 20 metres inside their own half. And of course, we want to thank our sponsors, SEL World Australia, Anytime Fitness. Of course, you're watching this one on Bar TV Sports across all the social media platforms and crlnsw.com.au. And of course, we've got Victor Sports involved in sponsorship too. We want to thank them for promoting this Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups. Wouldn't have been possible without all of them. Back to the action here in the Laurie Daley Cup, 6-0 to the Northern Rivers. Starting off strongly. Well, both teams have started off strongly. North Coast will want to try and get this one back quickly.
Yeah, great work from Laurie Daley and Andrew Johns to have these cups named after him.
Of course.
I always wondered who Harold Matthews and SG Ball and Jersey Flegg, who these guys were. But we all know who Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley are. Two of New South Wales and Australia's favourite sons and country rugby league legends.
Second phase of play now. We play there by Lola here for the Ballina product. Brought down there, and with the assist of Ty Kemp, he's had a solid game. And Ben Liu, he's got a junior record that anyone would be proud of. They breed him well up there in Grafton. I think he's represented both Group 1 and Group 2. Kick downfield there.
Well, that could have gone anywhere.
A bit more. And that one will be James Martin, the replacement, late replacement. He's brought down there.
James Martin, yeah, he's the number 19 whose name had eluded me, and he's got a lovely set of hands on him.
And they were caught napping there. Northern Rivers will have this one back. Sorry.
No, they're unforgivable, those errors. Great work from the Northern Rivers there to dive on that. That was the 5'8" that did that. Lachlan Hallard. And this is a great field position as he plays it back for Simpson and gives it over to Cooper Many taking a run, but
and Northern Rivers have just given away
that's unforgivable.
Yeah,
he didn't play the ball correctly. Yeah, he's
and they had a whole set of 6 in their account, about 20 out.
I'm sure I saw someone from Manly do that last night. So that happens all the way through. You've got to put your foot on the ball and play it back. It's
got to make the most of the opportunity, especially with this breeze that's coming through on the south side. They'll be playing into it going into the second half, of course. Inside their own 40 now.
Strong run by Pettit.
Mid-North Coast. They're going to look to go this one right. They've got them right deep inside the field, but that was a crunching tackle there from Keo Roberts-Laurie. Plays left side field. And nice little dummy run there on the third phase of play.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Roberts-Laurie. His defence, I think it's sensational. He goes in pretty hard. He's the number 12 for the Rivers.
Plays down the south field from the halfback from Cochrane. He's playing it. Oh, what a crunching tackle there from James Torrens. And that could have almost been a certain try save, but there's still another play to go. This is Cochrane. Dummy little run, playing right side of field. Okay, there's the numbers on the right, and over he goes. And that is Tuckett. And Max Everest will point this down. And North Coast are on the board. They've got their count on 6-4 kick to come, and they'll be looking to make this level.
Well, that was a great try. And we saw a beautiful hit from Torrens. He saved the try with that tackle, but then it was great work from the halfback Cochrane to dodge and weave and then get the ball eventually to the try scorer. Good work from Mackay Tucknott. And the number 4 will have a shot at goal here, Kane Parkinson.
That was a nice little barnstorming run there for Mackay Tucknott, the Belgian Dogo Magpies product in the corner, opening his account for the Andrew Johns Cup. So Kane Parkinson will be taking the kick. We want to thank our sponsors again, SEL World Australia, and watching this on Bar TV Sports. And of course, we want to thank Victor Sports and Anytime Fitness. This one's kicking in from the southeast. He had So Kane Parkinson kicked 6 from 7 in last week's game against Central Coast. Quite the impressive kicking record. Macleay Valley Mustangs product. And over it goes, and that shows he's kicking. I think that holds over. And that's in the books at 6 apiece coming in this one in Laurie Daley Cup action.
Yeah, it was a great kick. It was pretty much straight over the black dot. Very windy conditions out here. That makes the score 6-all.
Scored by Mackay Tucknott.
Game on.
Conversion from Kane Parkinson.
Both of these teams have showed plenty of good intentions, and at the moment it's a level ball game. Well, it literally is, but no team looks better than the other. They're all having a good dig.
6 apiece of this one here at Jeff Motor King's Oval. About 14 on the clock left in the first half. And, I think that's going to be brought back. That one will be brought back. The wind has played havoc for Northern Rivers with the kicking. That just goes to show how brutal that breeze is coming from the southeast.
Oh, it was a big kick too, yeah. But it was only out by about a metre or two, so... Anyway, they're going to take a quick tap here, and we'll see the 18 in Blake Howe have a hit up.
Playing on the 40-metre line. They'll have it, and then way to go, so Max Baderis. Met by a sea of Northern Rivers defenders there, Ryan Steedman included. He's had an impressive defending game. Thus he had a couple of weeks ago against Newcastle. Nice little dummy run there from tight camp. They're setting on the left side of field, and it's looking inviting, playing deep. They're playing that well on the third. They've got another free up their sleeve. They'll look to go right on this one. Away side of field. And there's numbers, surely. Can Tuck not get it again? No! Not quite. It looked like Kate Parkinson was going to get over. Fifth and last on this one. Away it goes downfield. The kick will be coming. Will the Breeze hold it up? It's pushing it side of field, and it was well collected there by Lem Cusack.
Oh, that was great work from Rivers to keep him out there. I thought they were going in for sure. Very impressed with the number 12 for the North Coast. He seems to get through a lot of work, Ben Laurie, and he's got a nice set of hands on him. Also the halfback, Cochrane. He's doing a great job directing these guys around.
And the North Coast didn't want to give that one. They look like they're holding him well deep down here, but they'll get a set of 6 and they'll get it deep inside the mid-North Coast territory. And the Breeze, on this occasion, has helped them gain about an extra 10 metres. That's Sea Breeze from the jetty side. Away it goes now to Ryan Steedham. They're looking on that left side to play Zachary Hicks, the Moolamah Mustangs representative. They're set deep on the right side from about 20 out, but they'll go left. Away it goes now to James Torrens. They want to keep this trend going to get it out to potentially a 6-point lead. They'll be playing a forward style of game. Ryan Steedham again. Great offence as well as defence. Playing on that right side. They're playing deep. There is a gap between centre and winger if they can get there, but doesn't quite. Touchy calls it back. They're playing with danger on that side of the field. They'll have one more tackle to go. They'll want to kick this one left. They have got the Breeze in their favour. Will they kick? They do so. And it's hit the corner post, and it doesn't quite make the most of it. North Coast have the ball back.
Yeah, very entertaining. A great call from the touch judge there to let that play on, to knock back. And North Coast is trying to work it out from their try line now. As we see Kane Parkinson get a penalty for a head high shot on him. Cochrane's going to kick this one for touch. And he manages to get it to 25 out from their try line.
That kick was played on the side of caution there with that Breeze. Just wanted to get the ball over, so probably made about just maybe 10 metres off the kick. But better be safe than sorry. Away we go. No, Mitch Everest will tell them to bring it back. North Coast want to take on dividends and try and come down from 6 points down to get a lead. Nice barnstorming run, gets them inside their own half, the Northern Rivers half on the first phase. Away we go on left. They're going up on the right side of field. That was Ben Liu.
That was Blake Howe, just did a hit up there. There he is now, Blake Howe. The number 18 for the North Coast in the headgear.
Playing on right side of field, gets it off now to Karen Cochrane. Gets it off to Liu. Oh, they misread the play. I think there'll be about 2 left in this one. They're going to play that left side. Away it goes from Thompson.
Yeah, like you, he's getting through a lot of work out here. Number 12 as he plays it back for the 16. I think we might see Cochrane go to the air here. Yes, he has. He's put it out.
And it looks good on the left side. And I think he might be in the corner. That kick diverted and held it up to get him in. And Mitch Everest will confirm it. And that Sea Breeze from the jetty has held that kick long enough to divert into the hands of, I think it's Oliver Noseworthy.
Oliver Noseworthy scored the try. It was Lachlan Williams that took the catch. But it was a beautiful, beautiful kick from Cochrane. He's been everywhere, the halfback. He's directing this team around beautifully. I think he's the difference in the two teams at the moment. The number 7 for the North Coast.
So that makes the scores now. North Coast up over Northern Rivers 10-6 with a kick to come. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors SLE Australia, Bar TV Sports, Victor Sports and Anytime Fitness. North Coast will want to be taking this momentum going into the first half. Could they make it a perfect record across the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cup fixtures? This one will be kicked by Kane Parkinson. It's got a bit more of a task kicking in the left side of field, Kev.
Oh yeah, I'll be very impressed if he gets this kick. I'm not riding him off that at all. He got the last one. But there is a strong wind coming virtually from his left to right. So he'll probably aim this not far from where the players are standing in the in goals. Like, he'll aim this about 5 metres to the left of the uprights, I'd say, maybe 10. It is a strong wind. Score's now 10 points to 6. We also like to thank Coffs Harbour Senior Rugby League for hosting us this afternoon. What's the home of, who's at the home of it?
Coffs Harbour Comets.
Coffs Harbour Comets. There you go.
And of course, to bring up the profile on the try scorer there, over the noseworthy Port Macquarie representative, as we see there, the kick was unsuccessful. 10 to 6 now to North Coast over Northern Rivers. Oliver Noseworthy, that's his second try on his tally for the tournament in the Laurie Daley Cup. He was the one, he actually scored right on the hooter in last week's game against Central Coast as well, Kev.
Oh, there you go, eh? Nice work. Good try. Showed plenty of pace. He never looked like dropping it. Nice kick off. Good take by the 19. James Martin. He gives it on to...
Well, we go down, move out from the 40 metre line. Mid-North Coast, I think there's a hint of a strip, and yes, Mitch Everest has caught onto it. Mid-North Coast will want to make the most of this one going in with a 10-6 lead. They'll want to try to get out to pass the try if they can going into the first half. Sorry, into half time.
How long have we got for half time, approximately? About five.
About five and change left. Five and change left in this one. And
that kick for touch has almost gone back.
That went over. Didn't help with the sea breeze.
He's literally kicked it straight along the line. The wind, it is extremely windy out there.
And I think that was just more so playing on the side of caution. And I think almost 2 balls on the field there from ball boys on the sidelines there.
Good hit up by Hal.
Away we go.
Ooh.
This one should see it inside. There, he's lost on the second phase play. I think well recovered there by Northern Rivers. Maybe they can get it out to even a potential 2-point lead if they can, and really make this a really stiff contest. Well recovered there. Play on the right side of the field. So they'll have about four more phases of play in mid-North Coast territory. Looking to go left. This one will be...
That's Liam Robinson taking a hit up there. He's the new boy from Tweed Heads. Number 15, he's just come on.
And not to be outdone, that was another nice hit up there. They want to be playing a meters game like there. Andrew John's Cup counterparts, Northern Rivers, playing well in defence and using the breeze to their advantage. Playing on that right side, they'll want to get this one deep with a couple of phases of play left. About just under 10 metres away from the North Coast line. Plays out deep, way on the left-hand side. And that was a nice little barnstorming run. This one should see the fifth of play. Mitch Everest has indicated as such. Way it goes on the left-hand side of play now off to it. And it looks like another little run, and not quite. Nicely held up there by North Coast. Nice assertive defence. It'll still be 10-6, and mid-North Coast will play on their side and left the field.
Good play by the Northern Rivers. Unfortunately, just couldn't cross the line. But that's the sort of football they've got to play if they want to win this game. Always looking for support, as we see the North Coast work their way out and get a penalty. So they'll have a kick for touch here. And
you'll probably find now that they'll be sticking to that play where just to get the ball out, get the set of 6. They don't want to try and throw that one. We'll see that one on the 50-metre line. You'd probably think at best Northern Rivers will get one more set of possession in this half. North Coast will want to try and get it out past the 4-point lead if they can. It's probably about 2.5 left in this one.
Yeah, well, I think both coaches will be happy with the way their teams are playing, but they'd also be pretty upset that they're not in front by more. North Coast and the Northern Rivers will be upset that he's behind, but we see them attacking down the left side, North Coast. Good run there by Lachlan Williams.
Way to play on. So there'll be second phase of play coming on the right hand side there. And nice little dummy pivot run there. Away it goes now to Max Baderas. Play on the right side field. He gets on the left. Here we go. Can he get it over? Not quite. That one was Caleb Parrott. Yeah, I think he has got it down.
He has got that down.
And he has, and that's going to be a valuable try now for Mid-North Coast.
Great try by Pettit. And what about the inside pass from Max Baderas? That was beautiful. Excellent try.
It almost looked like Northern Rivers had his number, but not quite. That was a solid run, and his strength brought that one down. 14-6, Mid-North Coast over Northern Rivers. Not long to go in the first half.
Yeah, 14-6, 3 tries and a goal to North Coast, and just the one converted try to the Rivers. They're still in this game, though. Anything can happen. Be interested to see how they come out after half-time.
And Caleb Pettit, the Foster Tuncurry representative. That's his second try of the campaign in the Laurie Daley Cup. First try, of course, being coming from the Central Coast. He's a one-time representative, scoring another try in that campaign, I think also against Central Coast. And he played from the lock last week. So he moved from the lock, from the back of the scrum to the front, and it's obviously paid dividends.
Well, that's a positional move that a lot of people might not appreciate, going from the back of the scrum to the front, but it has worked, and it's worked well. He's played pretty good today. So in the first game, in the Andrew Johns Cup, the team that had the win behind them, actually, he's missed that, unfortunately. Good effort though. Great effort from Kane Parkinson.
That try to North Coast.
So not quite getting that one over, thus making the scores 14-6.
Out to 14 points to 6.
Having a nice little buffer zone there now for North Coast to take into the first half.
Yeah, in the Andrew Cup match, the team running into the wind in both halves was the top point scorer in that half. So
that is correct. And there won't even be any more time to take the kick. Mitch Everest calls for half time, and they will stay 14-6 now for the Mid-North Coast over Northern Rivers.
Oh, happy days. That was a good half for the North Coast. I think if I was coach Lee Howarth, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. The fullback James Martin would probably be. I'd have to give it to Kieran Cochran, the halfback. He's directed play beautifully for the North Coast side, but the fullback replacement number 19 is at a pretty handy game as well.
So it's the home team here in front here at Jeff King Oval here in Coffs Harbour. They're up at 14-6. Will the team north of the Clarence River come back and make it 1-from-1 in competitions, or will it be a flawless victory once again for the Mid-North Coast? Join us in about 10 minutes here, and we're off to go and have some more H2O. We'll be seeing you back in a few. Dwayne Neville and Kevin Ferrugia here from Jeff King Motors Oval here in Coffs Harbour. The weather is vastly improved now for this final phase of Laurie Daley Cup action for 2018, the third round local derby. Got some progress scores here in other games around the state here in Laurie Daley Cup action. Penrith Panthers are doing it easily over GRS Tigers. The progress score in that one is 52-4. Riverina also on the progress score at McDonald's Park in Wagga Wagga. They're 16-10 up over Monaro. And the full-time score in Wollongong, St George Illawarra, 26-20 winners over Western Rams.
Well, this is pretty much do or die for the Northern Rivers. Again, the Northern Rivers are the predominantly green side. North Coast are the predominantly white side, but you can't really afford to win or to lose 2 games in this competition, and Northern Rivers are coming off a loss against Newcastle, whereas North Coast, they won their last game against Central Coast.
And of course Northern Rivers have up against a big trip down to Wyong next week where they'll be on the road, so they want to at least take the win going down to Wyong, and Wyong are going to be hungry too because they're down at 2 games as well. They'll have, of course, that's been the other fixture tomorrow morning on Bar TV Sports in the Hunter Derby. Second half is underway now. They're here. And will they be getting the gain off the kickoff? Nicely picked up by Northern Rivers. That's what they needed. They needed to start strong here in the second half here, Kev.
That's exactly what they needed. It was a beautiful kick. It was high, and unfortunately no one went for it for the Coast and picked up by the Rivers. Now can they go in here for a try?
Another second phase of play there. They're about 5 minutes out. Well, they want to start strong, bring in some of this deficit, but they lose the ball. And I guess that win might have helped. The ball just held up a little bit longer than what it normally would have liked.
The North Coast is working their way out now. It's not easy going. The Rivers have come out with a good attitude this second half. You can tell that. Great solid tackle there.
And that was a crunching tackle, though. Well assist there by the likes of Ethan Kane. He's had a cracking game with a try in the books early, and his impressive defence. Brought down there by Liam Cusack. And of course had the assist there of Cooper Manning. At fifth and last, this one's kicked. They're going to have the luxury of the breeze, and that is sending it down about 10. It might stop, and it does stop. What a cracking kick by Mid-North Coast. Buttershaw want to get this one up as much as he can, but he's dispersed there about 5 metres away from their own try line. Nice run from the dummy half there. I think that one was from Harrison Bell.
Yeah, Harrison Bell in the number 5 in the headgear. But finally now the Northern Rivers are back behind to play the ball in there. Another scoop from dummy half. But yeah, that was a nightmare of a kick.
But it was well served by Mid-North Coast, using that win to their advantage. So it's about 30 metres away now. 4th phase of play. Away it goes now. I think that might have been Ryan Steedham. He's had a cracking game. It's inside the 40. Were they game enough to go 40-20? They might even have to. It's inside the 40, but that's going to find safely in the hands of James Martin. Nice little dummy run there. And brought down about 35 metres inside North Coast in their own half.
Nice run from dummy half there by Noseworthy. He's brought down just after the halfway mark. He'll play it back for Tony Thompson at dummy half there. He's come on and he gives it, and eventually Bailey Morgan is brought down. He'll play it back for Thompson again and give it on to Cochrane. Cochrane on to Badiris. Badiris on to Liu. I like to see the stats of the first half. I think that Liu probably, unfortunately, he's lost the ball there. But great work from Cochrane. He always looks in control. He throws a lovely pass, the number 7 for North Coast.
And we're going to take another moment to thank our sponsors, SEL World Australia, Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports and Victor Sports. 14-6 now, Mid-North Coast over Northern Rivers. Northern Rivers want to try and get back into this one as early as they possibly can. Nice little solid run there from Matthew Buttershaw, the Ballina product. Member of the very successful under-18 squad from last season. Winning one of the 2 there, and where they went back to back, as well as their first grade team. I think Ballina have won the last. I think they've won all but one in the last 5 years, to my memory.
That's great work from Harrison Bell, coming in and taking a bit of pressure off the forwards and managing to get a penalty. as we see a hit up from Ryan Steidham. He's 20 metres out from the try line. Plays it back for Hicks.
That's 10 metres off from side. That's about 10 metres out. Finds the hands of it. Ethan Kane. He's looking for the cutout pass. It's looking good in the corner, but he's just met by North Coast defenders in the corner. Met him with right on the line. He's looking like he was going to get over there.
Yeah, it was a lovely pass from Kane. He's got the ball again. He gives it on to the 15, Liam Robinson, who I think's had a blinder off the bench today.
They're looking well set up left side of field. Nice little run there by, it was a Lachlan Hullard, the Moreland product. This is now fifth and last. Hullard gets away to Ethan Kane. Brings it inside, get a nice little kick by Buttershaw. Can he bring him in to get another set of six? Not quite.
So North Coast working it out. Nice little run down the blind side there by Tony Thompson. And he's brought 12 metres down from his try line. Plays it back for Noseworthy. He goes for a scoop from dummy half. And he unfortunately is smothered by about 4 or 5 Northern Rivers players. And that's how they need to defend if they're going to keep him down here.
And can Northern Rivers recoup on that? Not quite.
That's a penalty. Has to be
and Mitch Everest, he's called it now. Oh.
He's passed it forward straight into him. And quick tap by Ethan Kane. And he looks like he might have gone over here. Unfortunately, no, he hasn't. He's been asked to play the ball. Gives it back and, the 11.
And away it goes on the left side. Oh, nice intercept! Nice little pickup!
Oh, the ref has called this back. I think it's a fair try personally, but
no, he's caught a knock on.
Oh
dear.
He hasn't played the advantage. That's painful when that happens because I think he had that ball. He was away. The advantage that there was that it was there, and yeah.
And Liam Cusack 40 had the intercept to get it, and thus bringing Northern Rivers back into this game, but not quite.
Well, they're still in this game. There's no doubt about it. It's 14 points to 6. There's about 25 minutes on the clock. But yeah, that would have been awesome if Cusack could have scored there for the Rivers.
10 metres off from their half line, North Coast. They'll be feeling quite a reprieve there. That one that was disallowed there, but nice pick up there from Liam Cusack. Onside the 30-metre line. Nice little dummy run. Brought down there.
He's having a good run, Tony Thompson, the 16, from playing dummy half for the North Coast since he's got back on there.
Nice solid run there, but I think this will be the fourth phase of play, and it's about 35 metres out. Away it goes on left downstairs field from Badaris. Gets it away to, I think that's now Williams. Worms will bring it back in field to ensure they get the fifth and last. 20 metres out. North Coast Rivers will really want to put this one in the books. Kick from the right side of field. Oh, nicely picked up there by Tubu Lalahia.
Yeah, that was a great take by Lalahia. I thought with the wind it curved a bit. It might have got the bounce, but he took it on the full. Should always take it on the full. And we see the Rivers trying to work their way out. Just 18, 20 metres out of their try line.
This will be third phase of play now. 14-6 now. North Coast over the Northern Rivers. Nice little dummy run there by, I think that was Thomas Simpson. They'll want to try and get inside Northfield by this play to ensure to give him a chance to get back in this one. That is a nice solid run there by Roberts Laurie. Also a member of that successful Ballina under-18s premiership winning squad that went back-to-back. This one's kicked off the 50-metre line. Be well collected there by Oliver Noseworthy. He'll be looking to try and get a deuce on his tally and take his try scoring tally to 3 tries for this tournament.
Yeah, brought down by Robinson and also Steidham. A couple of the big fellas out there. As we see Jordan Lee make a tackle there with Harrison Bell, number 5, and he's lost it, unfortunately.
That's not what they needed, Mid-North Coast. They want to keep going with this momentum. They want to keep it going to get, like their Andrew Johns counterparts, to get it 2 from 2. We're getting deep into the regular season of this tournament.
Yeah, this is round 3 out of a 5-round competition, and you can't really lose 2 games to make the semis. You don't want to be depending on for and against, but yeah. So
North Coast, they'll have the task, I dare say, to go to Armidale to play the JRS Tigers, who are also in fine form. That's probably going to be a battle between those two, unless Northern Rivers can find some momentum and get back into this one. 14-6 isn't be or end all, but they've got to make the most of the opportunities.
That was a strong run by Torrens, and then again by Stidham. And we see the ball now in the hands of Lalahia.
Played off.
Sorry.
Nice solid run there. It was well assisted there by Zachary Hicks. And this will be on the 10-metre line. 14-6 now. North Coast over Northern Rivers. Played deep there by Ethan Kane. Ethan Kane has a little dummy run. He's going to try and find that middle side play. They've got a pick of either left and right set up, that they are going to go the right. Buttonshaw kicks it. Is it going to stay put? But well collected there by Lachlan Williams. But he's going to be held up, and there'll be a restart now for Mid-North Coast.
Oh, great work. Always good to get the repeat set. Ethan Kane, he did score a try in the first half, but he's been much better this second half.
Okay, anyone feeling hungry? We've got a couple of sausage sandwiches left. We've got a few hot dogs left, a few salad rolls. So if you're feeling hungry...
So a line drop out here.
We're going to shut the can
by North Coast.
On the end of this game.
This is a really good opportunity for Northern Rivers to get back in this competition. They cannot afford to lose this game.
Drop out there. It's going to be collected there by Ethan Kane. Nice little rump there. So they'll start this one from about 30 metres out. And that was well brought down there by, was it Caelan Parrott? About 10 metres out. They'll have 4 tackles up their sleeve. Perfect opportunity to really get back into this one. That's a nice solid run there by Roberts Laurie. But I think he's just going to be... There's just too many players to meet and greet him there. They are set up on the right side. I see Liam Cusac's ready for it if he can get there. He's got a big gap there. They need to get it to him, but they're playing on that left side. They've been favouring that left side all game. Will they go at this time? Right side of field, and this is going to be a barging run over. Can he quite get over?
Oh, he's been held up there. He's got about 4 blokes holding him. He'll just play the ball.
That's...
Yep. Oh, he's marching back 10 metres. That'll be too early to play the ball.
Away goes to Buttonshaw, but with a nice little chip and chase. He's tried that the first play, and that's it's well diffused. And North Coast to have it back on their own half, on the dead ball line.
Again, Northern Rivers just need to hold them down here and just keep attacking. They're only down by 8 points, but if they lose this game, they could struggle to. Well, they'll pretty much be out of contention.
And they give away the penalty, which isn't going to help the cause. As I mentioned at the top of the second half, they do have the road trip. They've to Wyong. They did have a up until now. They had the home game at Cabarita. They had the bye, and Cross Harbour's only just down the road. But the road trip to Wyong's going to be a whole different kettle of fish against a team just as equally desperate as Central Coast. And while Smith Everest has stopped play, which gives us another opportunity to thank immensely our sponsors, SEL World Australia, Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports, who are bringing all the action here and all games across the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups, and of course Victor Sports are on board as well.
Yeah, the sponsors are everything. Without them, the game ceases to exist. We thank them for their sponsor, and also I'd like to thank the NRL and the CRL for their involvement and unfortunately he did not find touch.
Buttonshaw diffuses that one. It's fair to say that they're getting their opportunities. Buttonshaw brings that one in, and I dare say I want to mention too, this concept has got a bright future where all teams are going to have potentially NRL backing with feeder clubs. It just creates a platform, and it's what the bush football really needs in this country.
That really hurts when your kicker does not find touch. It's given the Rivers a good opportunity here like that. What was an opportunity for North Coast to put them away, but now they're back on the attack, the Rivers, and looks like the number 11 for North Rivers might have done something to his shoulder.
It's a nice solid
Lee.
Run. Nice solid run by Talawai. Sorry, Kim.
All right. It's always a pleasure working with Dwayne Neville. We got a good run there by Robert Laurie, who's had a pretty good second half as well.
And the North Coast will see this one get this on their own 10-metre line. 14-6, in case you've joined us late, coming back from a bit of lunch, spot of lunch. Northern Rivers, they're not going to have much more opportunities if they want to get this. 8 points isn't the be-all and end-all, but they need to start getting on the horse, so to speak, and get this one back. And that's one called back by Mitch Everest. It's not what they wanted, Kev.
No, apparently the Rivers was holding him down there. I thought it was a bit of a harsh penalty, but still, he's done a great job this afternoon, Mitch Everest. Oh! Wow. That was a very entertaining.
He got away with the first one, but he's been pulled back for that one, Matthew Buttonshaw. But what some athleticism there, just to...
Oh, showed some good skills, yeah. It's reminded me of the cricket when they go to hit a six and two players, one bats it back in for the other, but...
A bit of BBL.
a bit of Big Bash League.
Yeah.
Cochrane's been a bit quieter this half.
Oh, it's a solid run.
The wind has picked up. Good ball. Back inside
and a nice run. And on the first phase of play, they're running it like it's the 4-4-5. They mean business, North Coast. They almost lost it there, but they're going to recover it. They're 10 metres out from their own line. Mid-North Coast can really assert it and go 2 from 2 across. Oh, great bowled over. I think he's got that one. Not quite.
Great tackle. Great ball and all tackle.
Barnstorming run there. They'll get another go at it. Another 4 goes at it if necessary. Met there by, was it Ryan Steedham? They're set up deep on the left-hand side, and they're going to use it. Not quite. A change of foot there by Max Medeiros. He prefers that right side, and for good measure, that is a cracking try. Max Medeiros saw the gap in the right-hand side, made the most of it. It is now 18-6 to North Coast, and they've really got a stranglehold on this one, Kev.
Yes, try scored by the number 13 and captain Riley Davey, but I put that try down to Medeiros. His skills are excellent, and the number 12 as well, Liu. They've both been excellent this half, and Medeiros in particular, he shows he's got a lot of skills. Obviously, with the last name like that, he potentially related to the great Denny Medeiros. Probably is, because he's from the same area as well.
Well, if there's any viewers out there, especially the loyal Bar TV viewers down in the Hunter who are watching this fixture, want to do a bit of a history lesson or a bit of a family search and let us know, that would be great. He certainly had the makings of a Danny Medeiros going left. Looked like he was going to go left and tricked everyone and taking that opening gap for that try on the right.
Well, there's been a few names pop up which have jumped out at me. I mean, we also got a Kemp. Good kick there by the number 14. Or is it the 4?
Kane Park. And another cracking kick there by Kane Parkinson, thus making it 20 points, 2-6. Mid-North Coast are well and truly on their way to making it 2 from 2 across both games here on the Coffs Coast. And now Ethan Kane's about to get this one restarted here. Dwayne Neville and Kevin Ferrugia here for Bar TV Sports. Trust you're enjoying the action across the CRLNSW.com.au website. Of course, being simulcast across Facebook and YouTube as well.
Well, Northern Rivers they've improved immensely, even though they're behind in this game. Compared to the side we saw 2 weeks ago take on Newcastle, they've really turned up today and they've made a few changes to their team. I think the coach has done well with those changes because they've all worked out well.
And another solid run there coming through. Oh, lost that one in the last second. Oh, but I don't deem that was necessary there from Ben Liu, who's having a great game. I think he just had a bit of a brain snap for the knock-on, and then I think he kind of went in late. I think Mitch Everest is going to give him the benefit of the doubt, though, Kev.
Yeah, it was a good run from Lewis Cooper, the big unit. He made about 20 metres. And we're going to see a scrum 40 metres out from the Northern Rivers try line. And we should see Northern Rivers win this scrum. As Kane gives it on to Lola here. Lola here is another name where I'm sure there's a first grader with the surname Lola here. That looked like it could have been forward, but he gets away with it. Been pretty handy, Jordan Tawali.
Play off 30 metres now. We've had 3 phases of play left in this set. Thomas Simpson to get things down on the left-hand side of field. Tawali. A nice inclusion for this Northern Rivers side to get some possession. 20 metres out now, gets it out there now to Ethan Kane. Ethan Kane, nice solid run, but he just loses in the last moment. Mitch Everest will pull out, and it'll be a scrum feed 10 metres out from mid-Gulf Coast line.
Yeah, well, that was unfortunate. He probably should have just gone to the ground with a tackle on that occasion. However, they're still up the right end of the field for the Northern Rivers, but North Coast have this scrum feed, and we should see Cochrane will put the ball in, and the Rivers will be looking to break very fast here. And great work.
Nice.
There's a good run from Laurie.
About 20 metres off from their own side of field. Plays that right side play, brings it back inside, and he's got them all offside there, Mitch Everest. North Coast should get this one with the wind permitting. They should get this one back inside. At very least within only a set or two inside. No, they've opted to take the words out of my mouth. They have taken the run. This wind has picked up. I would say we'd be pushing about 50 kilometres here in the wind. It's just been picking up from the. Hence why we've got the nice weather, because looked like it was absolutely like we were going to have some really wet weather today here in Coffs Harbour. Thus was the case yesterday. Away.
Yeah. Sorry. I wouldn't call it. It's not gale force winds, but it is quite windy. We just had the tent behind us blow over. There's 14 minutes on the clock for this one, and the score is 20 points to 6.
And there was Oliver Noseworthy. He was dancing with the sideline, gets it back inside field. Away it goes down to Jordan Moore. He's brought down about 20 metres away from the Northern Rivers line. Away goes left side of field. Lachlan Williams is there for it, but I think there he goes. Lachlan Williams has got that one. He was waiting for it. That will be a deuce now for him. And now that will be 24 points to 6. North Coast should have this one in the books, Kev.
Yeah, we'll put that try down to Tony Thompson. Great work from dummy half, and whoever fell for that, somebody just fell for the dummy. I didn't get to see who it was for the Northern Rivers, but he'll be hanging his head in shame in the in-goals right now, because it was he left a massive hole open, and Thompson could almost have scored it himself, but he did the right thing, passed it to his winger, and try number 2.
So with the first exception of the first few minutes of the game, Kev, it looked like Northern Rivers were going to go on with it, but North Coast have been showing they've been playing for the majority of the 70 minutes thus far. Still about 12 minutes to go left in this one, but it looks like they're looking like they're going to get home, and thus making it a clean sweep for the Mid-North Coast here in Coffs. As Kane Parkinson's about to line up for the kick now, we want to thank our sponsors once more, SEL World Australia. Watching this one on Bar TV Sports, of course Victor Sports, and Anytime Fitness on board as well.
They can hold their heads up high at the Northern Rivers today. They haven't been disgraced.
But definitely a vast improvement to what it was 2 weeks ago.
Massive improvement to 2 weeks ago. And the 16s in the Andrew Johns Cup, we see the kick go to the left. That was a hard one to get. That
was looking like it was going where it was meant to, but then that wind has picked it up and brought it forward.
Lockie Williams. Conversion was unsuccessful. North Coast now leading Northern Rivers 24 points to 6.
Oh, that was Lockie Williams that scored the try. That was his first try of the game. And 24 points to 6 is the score.
Even Kane to get this one restarted. About 11 on the clock. Down. And that's going to fire. Northern Rivers are really hoping to replicate what they did when they started at the top of this half, to get the ball off their own kick. It's basically, that's what they're needing to do. They need to be creative, because there's not much time now, and you'd think North Coast, if they were to score again, that would be all over.
Well, you can't chuck in the towel, because if it does come down to 4 and against, you don't want to let in any soft tries. So Northern Rivers, they won't give up here. There is only 10 minutes on the clock, but they'll be still trying to get another try or two. Unfortunately, North Coast will be still trying the same. Great ball, excellent ball by the fullback Martin.
Played off to 20 minutes side of field. Well run there from the dummy, and I think that was Tyke Kemp. He's had a cracking game. Fifth and last, they're going to go right side of field. Nice little pass from the left side. Cracking try. Nice little flick pass behind on the left, and that should be game set match now for Mid North Coast. Thus making it 28 points to 6. What a cracking try from behind. Little flick pass on the left there. Nice run up there from the dummy half.
That was a beautiful try. It was a great pass, and Ben Leo, he's had an absolute blinder this afternoon. The number 12 for North Coast in the headgear, and he deserved that try. Now
I cannot confirm, but I dare say we will from the ground announcer, but I dare say Baderis once again, I think he either scored it or assisted it. But I mean, that was the Baderis like.
I think it was his pass.
That was his pass. I mean, it looked like he was going to go himself, and then had the little flick pass with his left hand. There you go, over the white line.
Yeah, the try scorer was the number 12, Ben Liu. But yeah, Baderis, he's got an awesome set of hands on him. He's not the biggest bloke on the field. He could possibly be the smallest, but he'll go close to getting man of the match here today. As we see, Kane Parkinson probably should be able to put this one over. Makes no mistake of that. That'll make the score 30 points to 6. Doesn't probably reflect the effort that the Northern Rivers have put in, but
that try to North Coast, scored by Ben Lowe. Reverse successful from Kane Parkinson. Now takes the score North Coast 30, Northern Rivers 6.
yes, it's kick off here. Caught by Corcoran, the halfback. He gives it on to his good run again by Lewis Cooper, the 17.
And a nice little run there up on the 40-metre line.
Yeah, that was Tyke Kemp, the number 9 for the North Coast. He's another one I was thinking. There was a Tony Kemp. Tony Kemp played for the Newcastle Knights. A fairly handy forward, if I recall.
A nice little storming run there from Jordan Moore, the Maxfield Sea Eagles product. They'll be looking for a big season in their competition this year. Away it goes on the right-hand side of field. He was going to go right, but he just stopped in his own tracks. Away now goes to Kenny Cochrane. And I think they've got numbers on the right. And on the left, pass in again. They have just been clinical.
Well, he did not think about his goal kicker there. Who was the bloke who passed him the ball to put him in for the try? And he could have put that under the sticks.
And Kev, that's what they've been doing all game. They look like they're going to go right, and then they find the left-hand side gap, and thus making the numbers again for North Coast.
That's 34 points to 6 now. This game can't end fast enough for the Rivers. It's been a pretty dismal second half for the Northern Rivers, but
and unfortunately,
good half for the Coast.
And unfortunately, it's a case of how it was 2 weeks ago. They were in the game right until half time. Thus, like was the case in Newcastle, they were within. I dare say they were within a try, and from half time, and then in the second half they just clock off.
Yeah, it was 10-0. You're right. It was 10-0.
It was 10-0 in Newcastle.
Favour of Newcastle, and then Newcastle just blitzed them in the second half. But that was great pace shown by the number 4. He's had a very handy game, Lane Parkinson, as has James Martin, the try scorer. Probably in the first half, Cochrane was a bit of a standout for me, but the second half, I'd probably say the Max Baderis. Max Baderis has been everywhere. It's a good side. They can only get better too, the North Coast. So they'll be 2 from 2. And they'll be up there equal with Newcastle on top of the ladder. And
I dare say that Mid North Coast did have their strategy watching that game against Newcastle 2 weeks ago, and they would have exposed this second phase of play. Of course, you've got to play for 70 minutes. Away it goes now to Kane Parkinson. And he gets that one, a replica of the kick he did in the first of his first phase against Central Coast, thus now making it
38.
30,
Just wait.
36-6 in favour of Mid-North Coast.
To North Coast, scored by James Martin. Conversion was successful from Kane. Taking the lead out now, 36 points to 6.
Good take off the kick-off by Cochrane, and he gives it on to the big number, Jordan Lee. Oh no, sorry, that was
Oh, he's lost that one.
Ryan Stidham. Well, no.
That was well collected there by James Torrens. Northern Rivers will be really now just looking for a consolation. They want to finish strong and perhaps maybe take that momentum to Wyong next week. Nice little start, darting run. They can go left. They've got numbers on the left. There's surely about 6 on 3 there if they can get it there. They expose it, but the pass is thrown way too wide. They've lost valuable metres. They've lost about 15 metres there. And I dare say that was Lachlan Hollard trying his best to recover some of those metres back. Away it goes now from Ethan Kane. Nice little darting run, about 20 metres out.
Well, they haven't stopped trying, the Rivers. You can still see they're still trying to get points in. Good run there by Robert Laurie. Here he comes back in. He's still got it. And he's brought down about 7 metres out. So they haven't chucked in the towel. It's just, unfortunately, there were a couple of soft tries in succession, which has put them out of the match.
And I think that was the end of their set there for Northern Rivers. I'll be handing this one back over. They'll have Mid-North Coast on their own line. Mid-North Coast, wow, nice storming run, gaining an extra 10 metres there off that nice little run. Played off the left side of phase. Play. Can't be long now left in this one. Of course, Mid-North Coast will want to finish this one strongly to take some momentum down to Armidale for the next week's game against, I think, GRS, sorry,
the
Great Northern Tigers. Yeah, I've got to remember there's 2 Tigers team in this tournament.
Yeah, we got the Northern Rivers playing against Central Coast next week, and the North Coast playing against the
Great Northern Tigers.
Great Northern Tigers. There's a lot of word north in these teams, but that's because this is the northern pool of the competition.
Well gathered there by Buttonshaw. They really want to try and pull him into the dead ball line to no avail. They'll be playing this one well and deep inside their own half. Northern Rivers really just want to, at least if it's just one try, just to take into next week against Wyong. Sorry, in Wyong.
Well, Harrison Bell, the number 5 for the Northern Rivers, he's just coming. He's been doing a lot of work in these last 10 minutes. They're all out on their feet, the Rivers, the forwards.
I think that's Robert Laurie there playing in deep side about get to about 40 metres in their own half. And they'll be setting, I think they're still going to be setting up for a darting run up the middle, and that's a nice solid run there.
That's Jordan Tuali. He's been a good pickup from Tweedheads.
Definitely earned his keep making all those metres, kick down side field, and I think that's on the full. It's just getting from bad to worse now for Northern Rivers. It didn't help the wind kind of pushing that over as well.
They've just got the wrong attitude at the moment, Northern Rivers. It looks like they just can't wait for the game to finish. Even though they were on the attack about 2 minutes ago, but wouldn't surprise me if we see the North Coast score up this set of 6.
And depending where they're at, and depending on where these players are based, it's going to be a long dart up the Pacific Highway this afternoon. I know it's been the case for you and me, Kev.
Yeah, I'm happy never to get a speeding ticket.
It's all right for public transport.
Well, I don't speed, so that's the key to that.
Away we go back in this one. Nicely run up there by Ryan Pemberton, Sawtell. Play on left side of field. Away it goes. Managed to get it to 25 metres out away from Northern Rivers line. Can they finish off with a try? They'll be looking to do so. Away it goes now to Cochrane. He's had an impressive game. And there is numbers, but they're playing the right to left side again. Will they get it? And not quite. Buttonshaw might have him wrapped up. Can't get it.
So close.
Yeah, so close. He's about 5 metres away. The left side is ready. Well picked up there by Cochrane. Darts right. Well met. Fifth and last.
These long passes haven't worked today. Hooker
And
goes
up
to
the
dummy half.
middle.
No, he doesn't. He's knocked it on. We'll see a scrum feed. No, just a handover. Play the ball 10 metres out. And the Rivers are walking. Taking in the big ones. Good run again. I've been impressed with Liam Robinson. He's been a pickup. He didn't play against Newcastle, but he's been very handy off the bench. Gets through a lot of work. That's a solid run and good tackle. Well brought down by the 14 from North Coast, Bailey Morgan. He's out there get with the headgear with a red stripe around and getting through a fair bit of work.
Way it goes now to James Torrenson, gets it favouring that left side of field. This has been great metres made by Northern Rivers in this half. They've still got another couple up their set. Away it goes now. I think this one is Robert Laurie. Once again being one of their top players. And I'm sure he's going to make Ballina proud in this coming season, the NRRL coming up in the coming weeks. Away it goes, fifth and last, great kick. And it's well collected there, I think, by Noseworthy. Oliver Noseworthy, well collected that one.
That was a great take. The wind did not make that easy, and it probably looked a lot easier than it was, but good run there by Martin. The North Coast now just winding the clock down. He's had a great game, but Tony Thompson, since he's been on there, the number 16.
And he will want to let him go. Mitch Everest won't like him, dragging him back. He's giving him the benefit of the doubt. Away it goes there for Bailey Morgan, the local boy here in Coffs Harbour. They'll be cheering him on. Kick down side of field. Buttonshaw had his eyes for it, but it's going to be collected there by Liam Cusack. Noseworthy in the tackle.
It was a great chase by North Coast here. Their whole bench for North Coast have all come on and had a dig. Like that shows that they've got more depth, and I think that's probably been one of the major differences between these two teams.
Well meeting defence there by North Coast, which included the captain Riley Davies. And there's a hooter. Northern Rivers will have last honours. Will they get a consolation try out of it? No. I think Mitch Everest is keen to blow full time, and that is the first local derby in the books for the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups. It is all over now here at Coffs Harbour, and that is a flawless victory for Mid-North Coast.
Yeah, well done to North Coast. They're 2 from 2 now. Probably the better players there today. On their side, it's hard to say any of them played bad, but I thought Ben Lyu, Max Medeiros and Cochrane all had absolute blinders. In fact, everyone on the team can hold their head up high. James Martin came in and filled in a fullback well. What about you, Dwayne?
That speaks echoes. I couldn't disagree with you at all, but of course the Northern Rivers, they had the likes of Ethan Kane, who scored that first try. Buttonshaw was always looking for work with the athleticism along the sidelines here. Was unlucky to not get that one where he did the little flick and flip the BBL style. But and Jordan Tuali, the Tweedhead Seagulls product, he has been
a good find.
He's been a good find, and he'll serve Northern Rivers well in the coming weeks of this tournament. So that was Mid-North Coast 36-6 up over Northern Rivers here. And Kev, so what was your phase of the game?
I thought that obviously well done to North Coast. They're 2 up, and to the Rivers, they've got to keep turning up. They play Central Coast next. Oh no, not Central. They've still got Central Coast to play, who are a struggling team. So they might get a win or 2 yet. But thanks for having us here today. I'll bow out. Kevin Ferrugia and Dwayne Neville. We've had a pleasure calling the footy. And thanks Coffs Harbour for having us.
And of course, tomorrow we've got Newcastle and Central Coast, the other local derby here in the Northern Conference in the Hunter. So tune in to Bar TV and on the Facebook and YouTube platforms, as well as CRL and SW.com.au. I want to thank our sponsors one more time: SEL World Australia, Anytime Fitness, Bar TV Sports covering all the action, and Victor Sports. For Kevin Ferruccia and the crew here at Bar TV Sports, I'm Dwayne Neville, signing off here in Coffs Harbour.